All right, let's talk about it. It's one of the biggest beliefs on any casino floor. The idea that a slot machine can be running hot or cold. So in this explainer, we're going to break down where this idea even comes from, how these machines actually work, and what knowing the truth really changes for you as a player.
I mean, you've heard these stories, right? Heck, you've probably told a few yourself. This feeling is so common because, let's face it, playing slots is an emotional ride. We see a machine paying out left and right and we think, oh, that one's hot. Or we get our bankroll drained by another and we label it ice cold. It's time to separate that feeling from the hard facts.
Okay, so just so we're all on the same page, this is pretty much what we're all talking about. A hot slot is the one that seems to be in a generous mood, hitting bonuses, paying out often, and a cold slot, yeah, that's the one that feels like a black hole for your money, like it's just impossible to win on, at least for now. These are just labels we slap on them based on what just happened.
And this right here, this is the whole foundation of the entire myth. It's the assumption that what happened on the last few spins has any kind of impact on the next one. This is the single idea we're going to completely deconstruct, because if this idea is wrong, the entire concept of hot and cold slots just falls apart.
So with that in mind, how do slots really work? Let's pull back the curtain, get past all the flashing lights and cool sounds, and look at the actual mechanics, moving from how the game feels to the cold, hard math that decides every single outcome.
The most important word you need to know here is independence. And this isn't a suggestion. It's the law of the machine, the fundamental operating principle. Think of it like this. You flip a coin, and you get heads 5 times in a row. What are the odds the next flip is tails? Still 50-50. The coin doesn't remember the last 5 flips. And believe me, neither does the slot machine.
Just let this one sink in. The machine has absolutely no memory. Zilch, nada. It can't be in a good mood, it can't be feeling stingy, and it's definitely never due to pay. Every single time you hit that button, it's a completely new event. The memory is wiped clean.
Man, this is such a powerful way to think about it. Imagine sitting through 200 losing spins. Your gut, your brain, everything is screaming at you that a win has to be coming soon. But to the machine's random number generator, that 201st spin is no different than the very first one you played. The odds haven't changed one tiny bit.
So if every spin is totally independent, why on earth does it feel so real? Why are we so convinced we can spot a trend? Well, the answer isn't in the machine's programming. It's in our own psychology. It's all about how our brains are wired to see patterns, even where there are none.
This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's the thought that keeps people pouring money into a machine that feels cold, believing that all those losses are building up some kind of credit, that the machine owes them a win.
The answer is a short one. Never. A machine is never, ever due. The whole idea of being due is a human concept, It's about fairness. We're trying to apply this human emotion to a machine that operates on nothing but pure math, a system that has absolutely no concept of fairness or what it owes you.
A big piece of the puzzle here is something called confirmation bias. Our brains are basically like a highlight reel producer. We vividly remember that one time we switched machines and immediately hit a big bonus. We remember that awesome streak where we won 3 times in 5 spins. We lock on to any piece of evidence that seems to prove our theory right.
But what does that highlight reel conveniently leave out? All the long, brutal losing sessions, the hundreds, maybe thousands of just boring, empty spins. And we definitely forget all those times we confidently pointed out a hot machine only to watch it go completely cold the second we sat down. Our memory is an expert at editing out the data that doesn't fit the story. Now, it's not just our brains fooling us. The design of the games themselves can actually create these powerful illusions that reinforce the myth, that make us believe a big win is just around the corner.
And the most powerful tool they use for this is the near miss. That's the technical term for when the reels stop and it looks like you almost won. It's designed specifically to make your heart skip a beat and make you think, I'm so close.
We've all seen this a million times. You get those 2 jackpot symbols lined up perfectly, and that third one stops just 1 spot away. Or that critical bonus symbol lands just above or below the pay line. That feeling you get in that moment, that sense that a big win is about to happen, that is an incredibly powerful and very intentional illusion.
But here's the hard truth. A near miss is just window dressing.
The moment you hit the spin button, the machine's computer, the random number generator, had already decided that spin was a loss. The close result you see on the screen is just a visual trick to make a loss feel more exciting and keep you engaged. It is not a signal of what's coming next.
Okay, so we've established that hot and cold slots are a myth, a product of our psychology. But, so what? How does knowing this actually change anything for you on the casino floor? Well, the real winning strategy isn't about outsmarting the machine, it's about managing yourself.
This breaks it down perfectly. Understanding this myth doesn't change your odds of winning on any given spin. The math is still the math. But it does change your behavior and empowers you to make smarter decisions about when to play and when to walk away. And it dramatically cuts down on your frustration level.
So what does this actually look like? It means you stop wasting your money chasing a machine that just paid somebody else off, thinking it's still hot. It means you can walk away from a machine that's taking your money without that nagging fear that it's due to pay the second you leave. Your decisions suddenly become about your budget and your own enjoyment, not some false belief about the machine's mood.
And this right here is probably the best way to summarize the whole thing. Streaks are absolutely real. Of course they are. That's just a natural part of randomness. You will have winning streaks and you will have losing streaks. But the crucial point to remember is that those streaks are not signals. They don't predict what's coming next. A hot slot is simply a machine that has recently paid out. A cold one is just a machine that hasn't. That's all it is.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. Now that you know for a fact that the machine has no memory and isn't thinking about anything, how will you decide when it's time to walk away? By taking the machine's so-called mood out of the equation, the power to decide when to stop comes right back to you. It's not about what the machine might do anymore. It's about what you decide to do, and that's a much smarter way to play.